Hi guys, so in today's video I thought I'd try a little series that I'm wanting to do on this channel. I'm not really sure on the name yet, but obviously you'll see in the thumbnail and the title what I'm going to call it. But it's basically where I'm going to chat about a topic and I have a coffee with me every time. So yeah, let's get into it. So to kick this video off and this series off, I guess, I'm going to start with talking about school. So basically on my Instagram, when I asked for some questions to answer on my Get Ready With Me, I got quite a few questions and I thought I'd make a specific video answering some of them because it's sort of things I wish I knew before year 12 kind of thing, or before sixth form, college, whatever. So I thought I'd do a separate video on it. Okay, so first thing is, and I can't stress this enough, use your fridge productively. I spent the whole of year 12 really eating and going on TikTok. Do not do that to yourself, because yes, it may be fun or you're not doing work so it's quite chill, but you get to year 13 and you are so far behind and you've got about 50 things to do and you just can't do it. So, you know, maybe if you want to do half of your free and then take a break, whatever, but just do some work, whatever it is, revision notes, flashcards, homework. The next thing is to make revision materials as you go. Again, kind of links with the first point. If you just leave it all to the end, or just don't do any of it really while it's still fresh in your mind, you are going to be backed up with making revision resources in year 13, all like for the whole of it, which you don't want to be doing. Like, obviously you do need to make stuff later on when you learn new topics and that, but if you've got most of your year 12 work like into revision posters or flashcards or whatever you need to do as you go, it's going to be so much easier. The next thing is to tackle the harder stuff first and get it out of the way, which I know is difficult, but if you have a piece of chemistry work, for example, that you're not good at, get that done, work it out first, and then do that nice piece of sociology work that is easy for you, because otherwise you will not do it, and then you'll get all the stuff that you can do out of the way, and then the harder stuff will just back up until you're like overloaded. The next thing, which kind of goes with the point previously I've just said, that if you aren't someone who can stick to a timetable where it's like, I'm doing this at 5 o'clock, I'm doing this at 6 o'clock, then just write a list of all the stuff you need to do that week or that day, how important it is and when it's due, so that you can get that stuff that's got a quicker deadline done first, and you're not worrying on the day, I have to do this homework, I have to do this revision for a test, whatever. The next thing is to take breaks as and when you need, but not too often. So don't just do 10 minutes of work and then take a half an hour break, because it's just not really productive at all. There's certain techniques you can do, so you can do like Pomodoro, which I believe is like 10 minutes and then a 2-minute break or something like that, or 15 minutes and a 5-minute, I don't really remember the numbers exactly, but something like that. Or you can do half an hour's work and then a 10-minute break, an hour's work and a 15-minute break, something like that, just so you're not crashing out with doing work, but you're not just sat on your phone on Instagram for an hour when you're meant to be on it for 5 minutes. The next thing is also linked with that. A lot of these points are kind of linked. So set yourself targets. So if you want to do a time thing, do 15 minutes of work and then go and get a snack, or do an hour's work and you can go on social media for 10 minutes. And also make use of, if you have an iPhone, not sure about Android, you have like a time limit kind of thing in your settings, so you can like if you go on Instagram for 10 minutes, then it will stop you from going on it, or if you go on Instagram after 5 o'clock, say, it will stop you. So that kind of thing would be good to use. Sorry, my cats are just here. The next thing I'd say, and this is really important, I didn't do this a lot. Ask your teachers for help if you need it. I know it's embarrassing, like if you don't understand something and then you have to keep asking, or you've already had it explained to you and you don't get it, but honestly, you're never going to get it if you don't ask. So it's best to ask while it's still in your head, or while you're still on that topic, and don't leave it until like a week before your A-levels and go, actually I don't get all this stuff, can you help me, because it's just a bit late. So ask them for help. They're happy to help you, that's why they're there. So just make use of the teachers. And then the last thing I'd say, which is quite important as well, is when you make your revision notes, don't just copy out of your school book or your notes you've made in class or your textbook. Don't copy it word for word, because at the end of the day you don't really learn anything and it's a waste of time, it's boring. So you need to condense them into the key information, which can be hard sometimes, knowing what you actually need and what you don't need. But if you work out or ask your teachers kind of what is the important bit here, what do I really need for my exams, then that's the bits you want to write down. Like if you don't need to know that like this book was written in this time, don't write it because you don't need it. But if you do need to know like when a policy was done, for example, then write that down. So I really hope these tips are helpful. I've taken most of them from my experience because I wasn't a great year 12 student and I'm really like suffering for it now. But I'm trying to follow these tips myself and trying to be better this year, get my work done, be more productive and all those kind of things. So I know that these are gonna work, so that's why I can recommend you sort of follow these tips and tricks, because I've been there, I've struggled, and honestly, like I'm using my freeze now, like I'm doing work in basically all my freeze, and I've literally seen such a difference, so I can't recommend it enough, that one especially. So if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment any video suggestions and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.